Hello. Yeah. So hello guys. I hope there are a couple of people who are watching it right now because it's after NSEMs and most of you guys might be at home. After NSEMs and most of you guys might be at home. Okay, so just let me know if there are some problems regarding the broadcasting. Like you can comment everything, and I'll be able to see that. If any kind of echo or something, because I'm using Hangout at this moment. And later on I will try to like use some other kind of encoding software to basically do that. Okay, so to just start off, like uh, this session is basically up and running with freelancing. So I guess most of you might have gone through the word like what exactly this is, and we'll discuss about all this in detail. And Okay, so let me just move forward and tell you about me. So my name is Diptiranjan Harichandan, and I graduated this year, 2017. So I'm from computer science, and I have been doing freelancing for like uh, past 3 years or something. Like I started in second year, second year, I guess. And then at that point of time, I was just doing just logo designing or that kind of freelancing stuff over freelancer.in. And later on, I moved like later on after a gap of a year, I started doing freelancing again. And this at this moment, I am basically doing code freelancing, that is basically related to machine learning. Majority of my work is related to machine learning and its implementation mainly. uh, how exactly I started? Well, that's just another story. Like it's because I was free in college and I needed some money, so I just did that. And at this moment, when I'm free, also I'm basically getting money from this also. So yeah, it's I think I've earned around 30 or like 40,000, I guess. And I haven't been doing it for a very like in a systematic manner, or uh, uh, I'm just another guy who occasionally comes on freelancing sites just to work. And if you are doing it as a full-time profession or something, you like after your college, then yeah, there are scopes to earn a lot of money. And Okay, so let me just start by telling moments. These are the things that I will go through, like why exactly freelancing, and the platforms that are there, and basically a preview of each one along. Like if and after that, I will just tell you about a bit of tips and all, so that you can uh, basically start jumpstart your whole freelancing career. Because I had faced a lot of issues when I had started, and eventually I learned a lot of things that nobody will tell you while you are doing work. So these are the platforms that I have started with. So the first one was basically freelancer.in, and then after that I started working on Fiverr, sorry. And then after that, Upwork, I'm fairly new to this, so I have very less idea. But yeah, I can give you a bit like 2 cents of mine, like over here. Okay, so why exactly freelancing, that I think I have discussed. And but there are certain more things, like if you see point wise, then uh, y- there is a very like a very good amount of flexibility that is given to you when you're a freelancer. Basically, you can do work from any place, any time you want, because there is no restriction. It's up to you completely. And there are also downsides of this, like the amount you earn is not usually like fixed. Like in a normal salaried job you will get around, let's say 30,000, 40,000 per month, but here it depends on you, right? It can be 50,000, 60,000, or it can also be like less than that, like even 10,000 if you don't work for a month. That's one downside. The another one is basically getting the clients, which I will discuss in details, which is actually the main part of it, of the whole this freelancing video. And after that, basically those two, and time management and everything. Like if you take a task and you have to do it in time, right? You cannot just skip it, or you are able to do that in while you are working, because usually those are very long duration tasks, but here you are constrained by a week or two in that manner. And yeah, so I guess that's it in this part. Okay, so first of all, I would like to talk about freelancer.in. This is where I started, and this is basically this platform has a lot of freelancers, and majority of them are coming from India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, like Southeast Asian and countries are dominant in this kind of this platform basically. So what happens is that the opportunities are also good. Like many European and American clients prefer this platform, but it's like the competition that you will be facing is also going to be very high. The interface is quite complex. I will show you after this. And basic here what happens is that the freelancing part you do can be divided into two parts. One is contest, and another one is individual projects. So what happens in contest is like a person who basically posts a contest. Like if someone wants a logo for his business or company, so what he will do, he will just put up a contest that I have like $20 or $50 or 100 $200, and this is a contest. This is it will be done by like a week. So whoever has any kind of idea of the logo can submit. Some guys can do like submit there. So what happens is like these guys have the power to choose the winner. So it's a fair game, right? There's no like though no internal working going on in between the client and any other freelancer. So it's up to like your remarks. And people basically, if someone tries to cheat in this kind of scenario, so they are basically reported, because everything is usually public. Only few people, they seal the contest so that you cannot see other participants uh, basically submissions, because those guys are basically going to conduct the contest for something really big. Like if they're doing it for just logo, a logo could be cost usually people will give you around $20 to $50, but these guys, they will be willing to pay you more than $200 or $300 for one logo, just one logo. So it's a very good opportunity to start for newbies. This is the best part. And then we have individual projects. So what individual projects are, basically people will put up a problem statement that this is what I want to do, and this is the budget that I have, like 50 to $100. It's mentioned like that, 50 to $100, and I want this to be done in like 3 weeks. So what happens is like sorry. So what happens? You can put up your proposal there. I will talk about proposal because proposal is pretty much common in all the freelancer platforms. So in that proposal, basically you say that I am willing to do this work at this much amount, and I am doing willing to do that this work in this much days. So the proposal with high most which the client finds like more suitable are usually selected, but there are some tricks that are used by freelancers. Then yeah, more opportunities, much more competitions. As I said, like there are many freelancers, like a lot of freelancers here, in millions, I guess. So who are the clients over here? The clients, because you are working in a freelancer, you should know who your client is basically. So here, majority are small organizations. The clients are also small businesses. Companies don't usually come to freelancer.in. Few will come, and also the competitors that you have are small organizations with multiple freelancers. This the whole fundamental you can see here in the fifth point is that what they do is like couple of freelancers, they work together to like create a organization, and they put on like they take part in a lot of contests and projects. So what happens is their rating eventually goes up, and I will be talking about the rating and all, other parts also, because those are the things that basically determine how if you will get a project or not. So let me show you the platform first. uh, okay, so this is freelancer.in, and this is my account. I basically take out all my money, so not much to be seen here. So as you can see, it has a fairly complex interface over here. um, you have messages and all you can check over here, but yeah, how exactly you are going to work. So this is one thing about freelancer.in is that they will basically be sending you personal mails every day. You will be getting around 4 to 5 mails from freelancer.in itself, where each mail will be containing a particular section, like around 4 or 5 projects and 4 or 5 contests. So let me show you what a contest is exactly. I'm going to browse contests over here. So you can just go and browse like certain contests or projects. So here we have sorry. So here we have like people are here to yeah. So you can check here that there is a guy. This is a coding one, and this is a designing one. So design and make a Joomla website for security manufacturer. So they have this kind of details, and these are the skills that are required. So you can see here the number of entries that this is, since this is a contest, means the number of submissions it's going to show. So at this moment, no other freelancer has basically submitted any entry over here, and this is the total duration, and this is the total amount of money they are paying. So this is a lot they are paying. But while you are going, you should take note of these things. Like there's top contest, this is shield, and there are certain contests which are basically guaranteed. Means it's basically they are going to, yeah, you can see a guaranteed. So they have basically made the payment, and it's in freelancer platform. The money is in freelancer platform. So if you win, it's not like that the person is going to take your money and not going basically take your design and not going to give you money. And then there is NDA, non-disclosure agreement. You cannot tell about this to anyone. And yeah, so you should also go through all the documentations that go with all this thing. So let me open one of these, I guess. Much more visual one. Okay, this one. So here he has basically given bit details of what he wants, in what format he wants, and these are certain files he wants us to see before working on it. And as you can see at this moment, if I go to the entries part, I cannot see it because this contest is basically closed. So these guys are basically some freelancers who have basically submitted certain ideas. So I think they have the number of entries here is around 100 or something. Okay, 50, sorry. So this is what a contest is basically. Then you go for projects. So what projects are like, it's same they go through the whole same process of, you will be competing with freelancer, but you don't have to work over here. So okay, let me show you this one, Wix developer. Okay, so here he has basically given a detail like what exactly he wants, the basically the person, and these are the skills he has basically attached with it. So you can also keep checking the reviews. Later on you will find that if you want to work for someone, or if you are working with some other freelancer, or you are giving out a project, you should basically consider these things, like how has he been rated over the past few projects he has done. And see, so what happens here is basically you bid in this kind of projects. At this point, certain things are not yeah, so I have to do this whole process again. I had done it, but okay. So here you can see there are two freelancers who have basically bid on this project. So he has said that I this is the this is my budget, 30 to $250, and 6 days. The whole contest is open for 6 days. So he can also mention in his comment that okay, if I want, I can improve, like increase it to more than a week or two. So what happened is here people have started bidding, and as you can see, there is Gaurav, and he has basically said that I am willing to do this work in 3 days for $500. And there's another person who is basically going to do this work for $155 in 3 days. And these are the reviews. So this is what is means they might have written a personal message that I cannot see, but yeah, the person who has put up the project, the client, he's basically able to see that message. So in that message is basically a proposal that you put. It's a bit of detail rather than just saying that I will take this much money and this much days I will take for doing your work. You put up a project like, okay, I have done this and this, so I am best suited for your work. The things that we can see is this person's rating, this is his income. It's not going to change much. Then we have reviews. He has total of 50 reviews. I mean, I guess all of them are 5 stars. For that only he has 50. And this guy is also having like 4.9. So these are pretty competitive guys. Okay. So uh, when you're working in a freelancer environment, be it any freelancer platform, after the project is completed or the contest is completed, basically you get a chance to review the your employer, the client, based on certain criterias like his uh, basically communication, or what kind of work, and there are many things that you can put up parameters. The same thing goes for the client also. He's basically going to review you. So if you are doing work in freelancing, and that too initially, like in your initial days, like in the first few projects, please ensure that you get a very good rating. Like 5 star rating is a must, because that's the first thing that a client will see, be it a project, be it a contest, anything in freelancer. They will first see your rating. Okay. And if you have a good rating, then you are going to get a job. Your probability is going to increase. Okay. So like this is my account. I haven't been using it for a while, but I guess mine is also 5. Yeah. So these are basically 5. Yeah, before bidding, or in like contest are a different thing, because in contest they basically look at your work. But before bidding in any projects, make sure in any platform you are, you should update your profile. Like you should put in some info. You should put about like yourself, what you have done over the time, how much experience you have in that field. Like I have mentioned over here, it was a very design based description before, but now I've changed it to a programming one. So initially I had written that I'm good at After Effects, and I've been doing Photoshop and all this for this much time, and I've been doing in college fest and all. And right now I've changed everything. I've just written tools, After Effects and all, but I have written more about the work that I'm doing currently. And hourly rate is something you should set. Like think about it. Like these kind of things are basically for, if someone wants to hire you on a hourly basis. So they look into your profile and they will see your rate. And I guess about 20 or 15 is a good thing for a newbie. Don't go below 10, because 10 is the minimum. Means in India we can survive on 10, but think of it that people from Europe also are here in this freelancer.in. So these guys basically charge a lot, and they basically do quality work. Okay. And but there are people who will basically say that it's 5 USD per hour, and they are willing to do anything. Okay. Any work. So they are going to provide, give some kind of competition. Okay. So what kind of work do you get from freelancer.in? So in my experience, the majority of projects that you will get is related to designing, or data entry, or video editing. You can get up to some limit. uh, but if you're searching for yeah, and web development front end basically. And if you are searching for hardcore, like back end work, or like coding intensive one, then a freelancer has very few. And that's an advantage, because only one or two people will be like guys will be searching for people who are having this kind of backend tech skills. And I don't think majority of the other freelancer also who are here are good at some other thing. Okay, so this was all about freelancer.in. Next is Fiverr. Sorry. So what exactly Fiverr is? It's started with like five, like for anything you can get done in like $5. So that was the whole concept of Fiverr, and the work is very cheap. I have basically highlighted cheap because that's the kind of competition you are going to face. Fiverr might not be having that many freelancers as freelancer.in, but the majority of the freelancer that you will come across in Fiverr are from a lot of places. Like it can be from Europe, there are from Arabs and also from US. It's not just it's limited to only the freelancers are limited to India or Pakistan or Asia as a whole. So yeah, these guys have a very good interface, so you don't have to struggle a lot. And there's the best part of Fiverr that basically will be very like sorry. So what happens is here you basically do not approach your clients. The clients approach you based on your skills. So what happens is that you make a gig. So in that gig, you say that I have this specialization. I will do this work and I will charge this much. And what a person does is he comes to Fiverr and he searches for the related work. And if your gig shows up, then he will basically message you, and then you can make an offer that okay, I will do your work for this much money in this much days. And there's as soon as he accepts the offer, a countdown will start. So countdown timer is there. So these guys have very professional approach towards freelancing. Uh, yeah. So there are array of business and individuals as clients because there are like PhD like in my time as like coding part. I have faced people who are basically doing PhDs or something in US or Europe, so they are not able to come up with coding part of it. So they come up and say that okay, you have to do this work, and I'm willing to pay this much money. But one disadvantage that Fiverr has is that people assume that this kind of work like freelancing is basically cheap because Fiverr is based on a framework that provides cheap freelancing services. Let means for $5, like even from standards of India, it's very cheap. Okay, so nobody will do. But yeah, it's this is something I will tell you after like after the session, how exactly to create your own value. Like if you are good at it, then don't do it for so cheap. Okay, that will eventually affect your prospects later on. Uh, so in Fiverr, let me show you the interface. Okay, so here we have. Sorry, this is my. So this is the whole transaction and all. Like whatever I have. Do not share this one. I should have blurred it. But yeah, so these are like earnings. Like I initially used to do for less, and later on I started $100 and started charging more. So let me show you the interface. So as a client, let me tell you what exactly happens. So let's say you want to do something related to machine learning. Okay, you search for machine learning, and here are a couple of guys, right? Here are a couple of guys who are saying that okay, we will do something, and this is the rate we are providing. And since I've been not working for a while, so my gig might, because see, one thing in freelancer is very important, that you should be active, and I haven't been active for a month, so mine has dropped down to something. So this is my gig. It's I will build machine learning models and projects, and basically I'm a 5 star. This is the starting amount that I've mentioned, and majority of the ones who are on the top, basically we can see that they have priced themselves as low as 5 or 10. See, you can see this person, but these guys are the ones who are not able to do the work. Um, they just want to take as many projects as they want. And okay, so this is the gig. One second. Yeah. So this is what is it's visible, like how it is visible to the client in the first hand. So so while creating a gig, you have to mention a lot of things like how what like you have to just give the description of that. Suppose you are good at Photoshop, then rather than in that this you can basically write that, okay, I have knowledge of this, and I have worked for this person and all. And later on, yeah, so after that you have to add these details like in how many days you are able to deliver, what exactly can you deliver, and this is for the base price, that is basically $20. I have added certain things, right? If a person wants to get that work done in less time, then I will charge more. If there is a variation in model, like people, while it comes to coding, people or designing also, people will say that, okay, like I don't like this design or something, and they will ask for a variation in that. So each variation will cost this much. Some people are, allow one variation or two variation, but it's basically costly when you are coding. As in machine learning, it's computationally very costly. And yeah, these guys are basically the ones who had rated me previously. So yeah, I'm 5 star. But yeah, I haven't been working on free Fiverr as like I basically take my clients outside this domain. So yeah, here what happens is when a person wants to give you a project, like I have got one right now. So this guy, he has basically said that uh, I would need a technical and code and a technical paper related to machine learning sensor management based on this. So this is his requirement, and I can basically reply. We can have a conversation before that. Okay, what exactly you want, and how much money are you going to give me, and what time do you want? And after we come to an like agreement between ourselves, I can create an offer. So while creating an offer, I will just put in some description. I will say that how much money I'm going to charge, like $20 or something. And after that, basically, after the offer is created, it's up to him that he will accept it or not. So after accepting a order, let's say here we are having a person who had accepted my offer beforehand. So this guy, this is something I've done for very cheap. So don't do that. If you're coding, then don't do it for so cheap, right? Designing is okay with it, but coding takes a lot of time because these guys have very you know uh, difficult demands and all. So yeah, after that he accepted my offer, and then what happens is you will get a countdown timer of how many days. Suppose you have said that 7 days, so you will get a timer of that, and in 7 days you have to make a delivery, and he has to basically go there, and you have to check all the files are there or not. And if he puts up a confirmation, then the money is basically transferred to you. It's like in your wallet. And so yeah, this is all we have in Fiverr. And let me just check what else can I tell you about it. Okay, so these are some things. Okay, so here we have gigs, right? So this is what I was talking about. Like I have only one gig over here. Build your machine learning model and all. So it's going down because I haven't been active for a while. So if you want, you can create another one. You just put in a title, you put in categories. It depends. Like you have to don't do your like designing part and put a category because of something else. Okay, and tags also are important because this is what will put your gig on the top when the person is searching for your gig, like particular related work. And then pricing and description, and then requirements, what exactly do you want initially, like before starting the project. And the gallery is basically you can attach certain pictures so it's attractive, like people to get attention, and then just publish it. Okay, so yeah, so this is all about Fiverr. And there are certain things that I will talk about after this regarding the payment and how exactly to get your money out. uh, okay, so next is what Upwork. Is very popular. Means Upwork has been there for a very long time before even Freelancer.in and Fiverr, I guess. Fiverr is pretty new. It's been for a few years. Upwork was basically Odesk and Alliance. So these two platforms were mainly freelancing platforms. So they combined, and later on there was another name and they changed it to Upwork. So what happens here is this place is more of projects. People come up with projects, and they basically hire, like literally, if you are talking about remote hiring, this is much more towards that, inclined towards that part. You are more of an employee than a freelancer. You're just, for the namesake, you're a freelancer, but the work you will be doing are very much, unique. Like, there are people who are basically going to put up certain projects that are important to their organization or companies. That kind of projects basically come in this platform. Means you are looking in, if you are into coding, then it's very much professional work you are going to get over here, and it's very hard to get hired here. And yeah, so this is more about specialized skill. It's you just can't say that, okay, I love drawing and I do this stuff, and you can put up a proposal that, okay, let's say I'm good at Photoshop, then I'm good for your logo designing. No, this is not how it goes over here. You have to show your previous records. Your profile should be up to date, because this is what matters most in here. uh, it might not matter as much in uh, Upwork. It matters a bit in Fiverr, but when it comes to Upwork, it's very important, because these guys can also take interviews before hiring you. And the rate, the compensation these guys are providing are very much high. Okay, so uh, people who you get over here are mainly freelancer, PhDs, or software developers, means overall good professionals who are either doing some work in some other field and they have plenty of time, so they are doing here, or they are looking away for a way to get hired, because many people get hired from here also. Let me. I haven't worked much on Upwork, but yeah. So let me just walk you through this. So you want certain kind of first of all, you have to create your own profile. My profile is like, right now it's 100%, so it's like updating your own resume. Okay, so rather than just you in other parts, you can just skip this part, this whole section of profile update. Means I have been doing freelancer for a while, and this was not updated for a very long time, but I was still getting a good amount of projects and all. But here, what happens is, your profile is of very much importance, because when you apply for a proposal, or you put up a proposal, they will basically go through your portfolio. So this is my portfolio. Like, here I've attached links like my rankings and my previous projects that are like available in GitHub and other parts. So yeah, most of you might be knowing about GitHub. So yeah, if you are into coding and all, I'm not talking about from freelancing prospect, but if you're thinking of applying in future, so this is something you have to keep. Like, GitHub is like trademark right now. Okay, uh, so this is what I've done. I haven't added any. These are my employment history. So it's uh, you can add as many details you want, but it's more like an resume, right? And with links and all, with your you can put in your LinkedIn link also, and there are many things you can put up, because these things matter here. So what exactly? Yeah. So let me just show you what kind of jobs are here. These are these jobs are basically very important. Let's say I'm searching for something. Uh, okay. So yeah. Okay. So here you can see that. Then yeah, so the first thing that I had told you, like, majority, there are very few people who are on Upwork even after being for such a long time, because this is more of a specialized skill. It's not something like any freelancer can do, like people from Pakistan, or like, as in case of freelancer.in or Fiverr, they can work for cheap. This is not for that. This is very important work. So as I just said that, okay, I have just said that machine learning, yeah, this is the kind of job. So people are clients basically post their jobs, and they have mentioned the skills that are required, a bit of detail about the work, and what exactly they are expecting from you. So so here, let's say there's the person who's okay, here person is saying that cryptocurrency index investing. trading, backtesting, and simulation. So it's mainly related to forecasting the prices of cryptocurrencies, because everyone is into this at the current moment. But yeah, even you should be into cryptocurrency, not just for the sake of increasing money, because that's basically defeats the purpose of cryptocurrencies. But yeah, it's important. So here, the person has basically mentioned the expert level. You can see here $3 signs, and this is expert. The ones you should be looking is like for $1 or mainly $2, because those are the intermediate according to your skill set. So this is the length of the project. That's basically 6 months, and they are going to pay you hourly. So it's going to be like 30 hours per week. Like you can think of it as like full-time job. But yeah, if you are doing another job, then you have to manage that. So how exactly it is done? So here, these guys have preferred qualification, job success score at least 90, because I haven't done any on Upwork. Means I have basically taken my clients off Upwork and done it off the records, but not on Upwork. So these activity on this job is basically the number of proposals that have been put up till now. Less than 5 minutes, less than five people have put up the proposal, and basically these guys are interviewing also. So interviewing is not that difficult if you are if the skill set is your forte. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that, because majority of those guys don't know much about this work. For that only they are hiring you guys. Okay, it's an ongoing project, first thing. Yeah. So not much has been asked here, I guess. Okay, so what happens is here you put a proposal. Okay, so let's in Upwork you get 60 proposal per month, and for each proposal you will lose 2 points. Okay, so the number of proposals that you are putting out is very important. You just go on a cannot go on a rampant that okay, I will put I will post a proposal in every project. No, because that matters a lot. Okay, later on there might be a very good project with a very good compensation, and you might not be having connects, so you have to make a premium account to get one. So let's say I submit a proposal. So this system is very much same in freelancer.in also. You have to put up a proposal along with the bid. So here is what I'm going to say. These are the things that are required, like what is the amount you would like to put. And I'm just saying that, okay, since I mentioned like it's $25 per hour, so it's by default it's going to show that. And yeah, freelancer, Fiverr, Upwork, all of these guys, they take 20% fees for their services, which is a lot. If you start earning in a very large amount, like let's say you earn around 140 $150 like for each project, then basically it will come down to 112, I guess. So this is what means after doing, if I'm just charging like $25 per hour, then $5 are deducted and I will get $20. So it depends on how much I work and how much I get. So I will be losing. Yeah. So this is the main part. The additional information. This is what is required. The cover letter, the proposal. So here you have to write in a bit more detail about what you are offering to the person, and here, Upwork wants you to upload some previous files that are related to this proposal. Like if you want to, if the person is saying that, okay, I want a cryptocurrency and all, since for me personally, I have worked on trading strategies before, and I have done backtesting, and also I have done uh, like algorithmic trading. I just done once or twice. So what I can do is I can put a reference to that. That okay, you can just check it out. Like these are my projects, and if you want, you can have it. So this gives a very much good intuition to that person that okay, this guy has some idea about this work. It's not just another person who has just learned this skill and is coming to apply, or just randomly applying. Okay, so you should always, before putting a proposal in any platform, you should go through all the things that a person has said, because he might not be needing a lot of things in detail, right? In a proposal, he might be just asking for a certain few things. Like some people also put in some kind of sentence, like before putting a proposal, just mention this thing, like this word specifically or this sentence specifically, because they want to know who are basically looking like to who are basically reading the whole situation. That is what matters for them. Like as a person, if you think like think from a prospect of a person like who is putting up a project. Okay, so he wants his work to be done and in a very good manner. Okay, he might be able to provide you that much of money, he might not be able to be to provide like that much of money, but he wants his work to be done. He wants someone who understands that, and that is what matters. And many people, as I said, in case of freelancer.in, there are people who basically create organization. They 4 or 5 freelancers, they work together and they put up a lot of proposals and get the work done, and basically they get a very good rating also. And they also, if you get a very good rating, then you can charge a lot. So these guys, what they do, they don't look into the proposal. For them it's just another project. And this is what a normal person, if you are putting up a project, you won't want. Okay, you want that person to feel the same way you feel about your work. So yeah, so this was Upwork. I will talk about the proposals and how exactly what things matter in a freelancing environment also. Uh, Sorry. Yeah. So what I was talking about. Yeah. Um, so there are three main things that you have to look in every freelancer community. It is required, and yeah, you should take care of these things. Three things. One is repo, another is rate, and third one is means proposal. Uh, Sorry for that because it was less space and all. Okay, so what repo is exactly? It's based on your like constant good reviews and activeness in the platforms and badges. So freelancer.in, they and Fiverr, they what they have done is they have basically started a badging system. So if you are putting up, like I have a Python skill, I am good at like some freelancer not even good at English also, and designing. So what they have done is they have put up a contest, like you have those MCQ contests with a timer of like 60 or 30 minutes. So what you have to, if you have money, like, or if you have credits, like they give out credits each year, like free $10 or some credits, so you can take 2 tests. So if you take this test and you get the badges, like if you score above certain limit, like 75% or something, so you get these badges. So these badges reflect that you know have knowledge about it, ab- about that particular domain, like Python, Java, C, After Effects, Photoshop, anything. They have badges for everything right now. Activeness in platform, as I was showing you my profile, you could have seen that a lot of my ratings were basically going down in Fiverr because I've not been active for a 1 month, I guess. Yeah, I have been getting a constant amount of like proposals. I am getting a lot of proposals, but yeah, since I'm working alone, I'm not able to take those all those proposals, and you have to work. Means I have other works also, and good reviews. Yeah, this is very important because uh, see, good reviews basically determine that if you'll get a project or not. Because when a person approaches you, he will, the first thing he will see is your rating. Out of 5 star, how many stars you have. If you're having like 5 4 4.5, or like above 4 is acceptable, right? They think, yeah, because many people, even if you work very hard, they won't give. But that's hardly the case. Okay, means people I have met over my whole uh, time and like doing freelancing, they are very good. If you are talking to them in a very nice manner, you are behaving in a professional manner, like that is very important. Because if you take up a project for like 100 10 let's say $20, and you say that I will do it in 3 days, then after 3 days you say that no, I cannot do it in 3 days, I will do it in, give me 1 more day or 2 more day, then that basically creates a bad reputation of yours. Freelancer will definitely see that because you haven't delivered in 3 days. But while rating also, that person might not be giving you 5 stars, and that's very bad. And one advantage that we people have, Indians as a whole, I would say, in freelancer community, that we know how to communicate with people. And I don't think all, but yeah, majority of the fellow freelancer that I've met, they're very good at communication. And communication is a very important factor, because majority of the, well, like good clients who are basically willing to give you a lot of money for their work, no matter how small it is, are from Europe or US, from that Western side. So people who are basically not from good background, they are not able to communicate in that manner, so your communication should be also good, just to make things good, like clarity a bit better. uh, yeah, so these things are important. Try to get as many good reviews as possible. Give good reviews to them. It really doesn't matter when it comes to you, but when they give you good reviews, that's very important. Okay. So whatever work you take, you should do it in a time, and do not like go in a fight or change your price later on after taking the project and say that no, I will charge you more dollars because of this thing. But yeah, if he's making you do some extra stuff, then you should charge. Definitely, you should charge. Okay. Then we have rate, the hourly rate, the project bid price, days you will take to complete the task. Yeah, the days I have told you, that part is gone. Okay, so the hourly rates, I had mentioned earlier, like I have basically kept an hourly rate of $20 to $25, and majority of European and American guys in Upwork and freelancer.in, they also put that hourly rate around $50 or $40. But when it comes to Southeast Asia and mostly Southern Asia, so people can put as low as like $5, $10. You should not go to that low. What that means is basically you have to do more work to get more money for the same amount of money, I guess. So put an hourly rate that's very much permissible. Like $15 is also fine if you're starting 10 to 15. $15 is way to fine. Project bid price. Okay, so this is something. This is a very important part. A project bid price is like initially I had this. Notion that what I will do is I will take a couple of projects, like 4 or 5 projects, and I will do it for cheap. And what happens is you will get good ratings because of that. Your profile will be definitely on the top because you are getting good ratings. In previous 5 ratings, if you are good, then that's a really good thing. But then what happens is when you are trying to apply, and later on I thought that I will increase the price to something. But what happens is later on when you try to put a bit, like if you say that I will charge $100, then the people will basically say that no, you have done this work for this much price, like $10, $5. If it's $5, then people will ask you to do make a machine learning model for $5. That's absurd, like literally absurd. And many times I had to even like teach those guys that the work you are looking for is not something that is very easy, right? It takes a lot of computational power, like pro, pro, it comes at a very much computational cost of my device and also my time. It's not like it's just something, a logo or something that I'm just doing. I have a template beforehand that I can use. You have to put in your mind in that, especially the coding part. Designing is also difficult if you are making your own designs. Okay, many people, they just copy the design and paste it, and eventually they get reported later on. Don't do that. Don't copy anyone's device. You can just copy, or you can get inspired from that, like just look at the logo and the design and make your own. Okay, then yeah, I will just wrap it up. I guess this is just last or second last part. So yeah, last is proposal. How to approach the clients. Writing a proposal for projects. Okay, this is very important when you are looking for projects, because one thing is that people don't usually know how to approach the people, like clients. They will come up with this, I'm going to charge this much, I'm going to take this much time, and this is a proposal, and that is not something a person who is putting up his project will appreciate. They won't appreciate it because they want their work to be in a very uh, handled by a very professional and who understands that thing. As I was mentioning before, let me show you one of my proposals. uh, I think there might be one because I had got a reply. Okay, so I have one related to AI. So one thing is, while writing a proposal, try to make it more interesting, because they are probably going to go through, like if there are like 50 proposals also, think from your side, like you are not going to read, you're going to read the first 2 or 3 proposals. After that you will be like too bored to continue, and you if they are repetitive in nature, and so you might not be even investing that much time. You'll just go with the first or second. So try to catch the attention of the person in the first go, like hey, like have a very good way of approaching. Like there are many ways. like just say that, hey, I hope my proposal finds its way to you in this crowd or something. So here is how I started. Hope my proposal is something you find interesting and worth giving a shot. So first of all, I started with the work I have done. They always don't need that, and so this is what I have mentioned, that okay, I have done this work and all, and this is my experience. Then I have this proposal is not that good, but yeah, then you have to talk a bit about their project. Okay, why exactly you want to work in their project and what exactly is driving you. So they feel a connection between you and their project. So this is very important when you are putting in proposals. Okay, this is what grabs the attention. They basically think that okay, this guy has read about my whole project. He has seen what I require, and he is basically willing to do that work. And yeah, you can come up with everything. If you are saying that okay, if you have done work on that before, and you can say that okay, rather than doing this, we can do this also, or we can do this along with your proposal. And this, you can put in a lot of things. Okay, so yeah, so this guy, he basically replied to me, but I was busy, so I didn't go work. So this is what you have for proposals. So yeah, while making a proposal, just don't take anyone's template, or just there are many available online, but it should be unique to you. Okay, it's just like your CV. Think of it as your CV, and it should reflect like how much commitment you are trying to give. So making an account and all that, I haven't gone through that, but it's pretty simple. You just need a verification and all that stuff. So what exactly after that, like when you make account, when you start doing projects, let's hopefully you will be getting a lot of projects, and with that you will be also gaining a lot of experience and also money. So what exactly you have to do next after that? So you have to stay connected. That is very important, because see, when a proposal comes up, if a contest comes up or something, the not in contest but in proposals, people prefer quick response. If you are online and you somehow get to know, okay, this thing is happening, and this is something, you will get notification eventually if you are subscribed or something, or you are searching. So try to give a response in that time. Like try to be in the top 5 people or top 3 people who are basically reaching them out. That means that these guys will know, okay, these guys are very pretty much active, and your activeness really matters. Means your response time means, in Fiverr, if a person approaches you, if a client approaches you that okay, I have this project, and you have to reply him in a very small time frame. You cannot just you know like uh, wait for a very long time, because that will basically affect your rating also. Like they can see your response time. So my response time is pretty much late, because most of my clients are from outside, and they text me or message me while I'm sleeping in the night time, like 2 or 3. So yeah, it's try to keep that in a like range of 1 hour or 2 hours, because that's going to be important. And many of this site like Fiverr and Upwork, they have come up with their mobile application, so you will get notification instantly. Just if you are not able to give a like proper statement, just say that okay, I'm on way and I will reach you as soon as possible. This is one thing. Second is get client off the platform. Okay, so why I have said that, like I have done it, and this is very important. You might have seen that many platforms, they are basically going to charge you 20% of your total income, and the same goes for them also. Like if they are uh, giving you a project of 100 and like $100, then probably they might be giving $10 to the website itself, Fiverr, Freelancer.in, or Upwork, to get that work done, right? To get that posted, right? Your work done. Sorry. So it's basically the platform that's making a lot of money, and it's right. It's not like they are not doing anything. They are basically giving you a platform to reach out to different people, and also these guys are basically taking care of all the legal work. That is very important when it comes to freelancing, right? Because tomorrow it might be a possibility that the work that you had done by made done might be copied from some place, and that might put the company in trouble. And freelancer is all about that they won't take that blame. Okay, because whatever you're doing, that is what I said, like do not copy the whole thing. just take inspiration or do your own thing, but do not copy. When it comes to designing, specifically coding and all, it's not that important, but yeah, when it comes to designing, do not copy, like, because if they get into trouble, they will make sure that they don't, they are not the one who are paying for it. And since you are in contract, these all contracts are taken care of by these platforms. For that, these platforms are used. uh, and yeah, the other part is basically you will be getting a lot of money. As I said, my majority of my Upwork or Fiverr is not on the records. uh, what I do is, initially after conversation, what I do is I take them off the platform. I just say that, okay, this is my Skype number, this is my all this number. And they also prefer, means many prefer, many clients don't prefer, but yeah, many clients prefer that, okay, what we'll do is that I will give you a initial installment, like certain like payment, and 50%, then you start working on it, and full payment will be after you have done your work. And it's pretty much a win-win situation, right? If both of you are getting the if he is getting the work done in less money, and you are basically not paying that much money to the freelancer community, then it's way too good for you. You are earning more money, right? And since you are students right now, all the money stays with you. You don't have to go and do taxes and all. Okay, so this was the third, and yeah, this second, and this is the third part: payment methods. um, each and every platform have their own ways of paying. So one thing I would say that, yeah, they have PayPal, they have Payoneer, they have direct wire transfer, and you can also do like link your bank account. I think my freelancer is linked to my bank account, and I'm using Payoneer for basically other platforms. PayPal is pretty much available in every platform, and it is good. So this is where you can save a couple of bucks. Like, I'm talking about like pretty much a lot of money, because after you have done your work, you will be having money in your wallet, right, in that account. So while getting it out, transferring it to your account, there will be some transaction cost, and the time it will take, it takes 15 days, because all of these are international, so it might take 15. It depends, like it depends on the platform and what method they are using. Payoneer, it will take around 5 to 10 days, like not more than that. Yeah, so these guys have different kind of uh, what rates for that. Basically, for each transaction, they will be charging around $5, $10. It's not that much, but yeah, they have different, and you have to go through all that. You have to find a good trade-off between that. Okay. And yeah, before starting off with freelancer, since sometimes you might be needing the whole cash you have earned in a very small short amount of time. uh, but these guys have a very much secure verification process. So first of all, they need to verify that you are the real client who is trying to take the money out. So you have to link, like in case of freelancer, you have to link your account. So it takes around 15 days. They will ask you for your PAN card and other details. And so you have to take care of all these things beforehand, because the first time you do this kind of stuff, it will take time for verification. And later on, when you are transferring the money, it depends on the speed of the method. So I would suggest that, for like, if you want the whole money to come directly to your account and all, so Payoneer is really good. That is used by Fiverr, uh, and PayPal is universal, right? You should have a PayPal account. Okay. Okay, so that was all it, and thanks for coming, guys. So yeah, so if you have any questions, you can ask me. I don't know if anyone has asked or something. Okay, so how do you land your first job when you are starting? Because you have no recommendations and the client won't trust you with the job. Okay. So Sudarshan Samal. Okay, this is a very good question, because this is the first. This is very important. And let me just tell you for each platform. So what exactly I had done when it came to freelancer, and this is what is suggested by many freelancers who had started at some point, is that you target the first thing is like, the weak ones are basically the contests. Okay, contest is open to all. It's not something they will look your profile for. Okay, they will just look at your work, and if you're good at your work, then they will be giving you money. Okay. And when you're coming to projects, after you have done one contest, or if you're really good at presenting yourself, if you're having a really good profile, then I would recommend to go to projects. But yeah, you should have at least like some rating. Like right now I have 5-star rating, so I can go and apply for projects, and I have got replies by like from many like these are the guys who are basically frequent repliers, and I had worked from the for them I know some months back. So these so what happens is once a client becomes your friend, knows you your work, then they will obviously choose you the next time also. The first time, yeah, it's going to be very hard. So your profile should be up to date. You should be clear and crisp about your work, what kind of services you are providing. The money shouldn't, the hourly rate, as I said, the money you are going to charge in a proposal, like I will, if you're saying that $100 or something, then try to keep it low, but not very low. It's like if they are saying that I want to do this work in $10 to $100, they're not expecting you guys to put up like $20 of fees or something. You can just put up like $60 or something. Don't go for very cheap, right? That gives a very bad impression. Also, find a trade-off, find something in between, and put up a really good proposal. Okay, as I said. Yeah, in Fiverr you don't have to worry about that. You just have to make your own gig, and you have people will eventually contact you. Try to make your gig unique. That's what I would say. Try to go through the search word. Like, don't put in unnecessary words, because think of a person who is searching for that kind of skill. So he will just put a certain keyword, and that should show up. Okay. Um, and yeah. So here what we have is. Yeah, Upwork, you have to put up a very good proposal. Like this whole thing, they don't have contest, and also the first thing that you will do is basically work, and it might get frustrating initially for newbies. Even it was for me for like 10, like not 10, sorry, 2 months. Initially, I didn't got any replies. Also, like I had put up proposals even after experience, because my proposal was not that good. Later on, I changed my proposal and I put up something like how exactly I wanted that guy to feel. That is what I said. Like while you are putting up a proposal, it should show that you are interested in his work. Okay, you have gone through his whole thing, and don't make it too big. Make it a bit more, like around uh, 300 to 400 words. I guess that's more than enough, right, to get your proposal in site, because they are not going to go through the whole proposal. Don't go on bragging that I have done this and that. Yeah, you have to mention that I have experience in this, I have done this, I have done this, but they're up to certain limit. After that, you have to talk about their business. Okay, it's not about you. After that, you have to start talking about them, what exactly they want, and how exactly you will be doing it. If you have a whole uh, uh, like uh, roadmap for that in your mind, like if they are asking like I want to make a website, then tell them, okay, this is what I will do in the first week, this is what I will do in the second week, this is how we'll be confirming this. We will be having constant meetings over the Skype, and so these things are very important while getting your first deal. Okay. So yeah, for Upwork, I would say just make an account and try applying for some proposals. But yeah, this is more of a specialized skill set that you should put in mind. This is more like a job. It's the work that you are going to get is very important. Okay, and they also expect you to give your best, and so it's not like you can do some other thing about during that time, and these guys will basically compensate you also. Like the whole rate is around they like 500 to $1,000, more than that, even more than that also. So they are willing to pay a lot of money, because these are organizations or companies who are startups who are basically looking for some kind of specialized work. And when it comes to freelancer.in, not much is required. So first of all, I would say that in freelancer.in, try to get some contest done, right? Go and take part in contests. Yeah, like it's not like all the contest will be easy and something, because it's already an established place. But there is chance. Okay, if you are doing good work, you will get it. and after one or two you can start applying for projects, uh, or you can just be in touch with those guys, right? The contest which is basically conducted by the people, they are also in contact with you, like I guess this guy Michael, he's my friend in Facebook also. So this guy, I met him through a contest, and I didn't win the contest he had posted at that time, but this guy basically gave me money after that, because he liked the way I talked to him, and also later on he gave me more work. So this is how the whole work goes. It means this is the phase you will enter, like uh, basically this is a transition for you guys, right? It's more of getting into a professional environment. I'm not saying like more what it is in a company, like when you're working for a multi MNC, but it is more of being responsible of what you are doing, what you are saying, and how you're doing. It's these things that will basically give you reputation, and this reputation is going to give you more and more clients. And yeah, as soon as you get the clients, tell them to like, even while talking, like if you have a good reputation, like what this is what I do in Fiverr is, as soon as I get the client's attention that okay, I am able to do that work, I take them off that whole business. So these guys basically are more than willing to come out, right? Even they are paying less, okay, and I'm also getting more. But be careful. Do not do that in Upwork, because Upwork has a very much specialized environment. They will be able to figure it out based on their machine learning algorithms that you are trying to get the client off the platform, and after that you are banned uh, in Upwork, and that they're very much, yeah, like good at it. And Fiverr, you can just uh, change the words, like if you say that okay, this is my Skype ID, then they will recognize the word Skype. But yeah, you just put a space in between anywhere in between Skype, it won't be able to recognize at this moment. That's what I know, and that's how I get my clients off that. So yeah, these are the number of clients basically I had, and majority of them I haven't taken the work. But yeah, uh, people will start approaching once your reputation is much like really good. People will start contacting you. Means but my gig was in first page, like first top three and top four a few months back. So people started offering me like a lot of this uh, gigs and like sorry projects. So yeah, any other question? Uh, okay, so I don't think anyone has any other question. Like that's okay. So you can later on comment on this video. This is public, so yeah, I will be able to answer those questions later on, or you can reach me out in the group, or this is my LinkedIn ID, so you can use that also to connect. And yeah, I will be able to help you out. Just let me know what you want later on. And yeah, you should basically start right now when you're in college, because later on you might not be able to do that work. Like when you have started working, then there are a lot of things to take care of, and you might be able to work and do that, but it comes down to your whole willpower after that, right? If you have, and it's very hard when you have to the first step is going to be very hard. Not very hard, but yeah, a bit hard. But yeah, if you do it while you're in college, then you have a very good kickstart, okay? And I would say that yeah, there are some guys like my friends are there who are full-time freelancers. They earn up to like 50,000 per month right now, like 50,000 after graduation. So these guys have turned full-time freelancers, and they have basically taken all the clients off, and they communicate with them on regular basis. So this is how things are done. You will learn eventually these kind of stuffs. But yeah, the first step is basically you have to start working. You have to start from some place, and that is really important. Okay, so that's it for the session. Uh, Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. Like, this was my first session. If I had made some mistake, please excuse me for that. Next time, like, if there's some other session, I will try to make changes, and yeah, I will try to use some other better platform. So please, uh, enjoy your vacations. Okay.